Today's the day. We're planting. We've got 18 beautiful plants that we picked out yesterday, and we are gonna transform our beds. Last year, we ripped out everything that was around the house. It was all old, grown hollies, just stuff that we didn't like. So we pulled everything out last year, and now we're gonna plant all these beautiful babies. Before we get started, I wanted to explain how we picked out our shrubbery. So as you can see here, we've got this stretch of house and then down the front. So actually from this point to the stairs, from this point to that other downspout, and then the other section over here, they're all exactly 26 feet. So we took pictures, I measured the length out, and then when we went to the nursery, we had some great folks there that helped us out, and we knew that our sun rose from back here and sets over here. So this area gets sun pretty much between 9 and 5 p.m. and then this starts to get 11 and through sunset. So pretty much everything we have is full sun tolerant, but based on having our overall measurement, so that 26 feet gave us the amount of space that we had to pick our plants, and from center to center, based on what the plants, how big they grow, we were able to determine that this section needed 6 plants. This section needed 1 large plant and 5 plants. So just wanted to give you guys some tips and tricks before you go to the nursery. It'll really help you out a lot when you're trying to figure out what plants you're going to buy. So a couple things. You need your total measurements, you need your sun exposure, and then you need to have an idea of what you want. And hopefully you have a local nursery that you can visit that will help you figure out the rest. Now, we're in a time lapse, us setting up our plants that we had already kind of envisioned based on the pictures of the house that we took to the nursery. Get those set up, and then we'll start digging. This right here is an emerald green arborvitae. This is where we started all of our landscaping. We wanted a centerpiece here, and we really like arborvitae. We don't like things that are incredibly too wispy or have too much maintenance. So this guy will get about, I believe, 3 to 4 feet wide, I think 5 feet wide, and up to 10 to 12 feet tall. So this part comes off the house really nice. It'll have a lot of space. We do have a downspout here, but it drains, and it won't be an issue because this soil drains very well. So here we have a golden globe arborvitae, bright color, nice yellowish green. It's going to get 3 to 4 feet wide and 3 to 4 feet tall. So we've got this going down. We've got another one 3 plants down. I think these will be a really beautiful addition to the rest of what we have. These are from the Cryptomeria family. Globosa nana is what they're called. These little furry, cute little fellers. They get about 6 feet tall, 3 to 4 feet wide. I think that these will kind of butt up to each other when they're fully grown, but we just love how they look. They're awesome. And then finally we have another emerald green arborvitae down here. We originally were going to have another variation of arborvitae that had a little bit of yellow to it, but when we were checking out at the nursery, we just left it there. We didn't pay for it, we just didn't grab it when we were booking. So we were actually at Costco and they had this. So we're gonna give it a try. Hopefully we'll be able to take care of it and it'll grow in nice and strong. Next we have the Fire Chief arborvitae. We have 3 of these relatively close together. They get 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. We've got this one centered in front of this window, and our goal is to kind of hedge them together. That's at least what our thought process is. These have this cool fiery top and then this green underbrush. So in the front here, we've got our porch. So we needed something that didn't grow too tall. And that was our main focus here, because when we moved in, we had these plants that essentially created a wall and you couldn't see out of. So we wanted something where we could sit in these chairs, see out, and we decided with these 2 variations. So we have the Laura Petulum Jazz Hand Mini and these get about 3 feet wide, but only 1 foot tall. So they should grow about here, but it'll be planted, so that's another foot or so. And we've got these spaced out. The bed curves out, so we've got the one over there pulled out a little bit. We've got a nice alternating depth pattern on each plant, so I think that will be very aesthetically pleasing. And then we have these. They look like the tater tots, but they're not. They're the Danica globes. So the tater tot gets like 1 feet tall, 2 feet wide. This is a 2x2. So we wanted something just a little bit bigger than the tater tot. So the Danica globes is what we decided on. They have a really beautiful round shape, low maintenance, but will look very good. So on this section is definitely our 5-year plus plan. We only have 4 plants because these both get somewhat tall, but mainly they both get very wide. So we have the Cephalotaxis Duke Garden here. This gets 3 to 4 feet wide, and 3 to 4 feet tall and about 5 feet wide. And they grow just like this shape here, very nice, like kind of like a trophy. And these are we have these bookended on this part of the garden bed. And then for the middle, we have the dwarf mugo pine. These get much wider than they do tall. They're about 3 to 4 feet tall and 6+ feet wide. So also this part of the yard, we're okay if they extend past or at least to this. We may have to deepen the beds over time, but these are full sun variants, and we have 4 spaced out, and over time they will grow much closer together and fill in this area. All right, guys, we're all wrapped up. We got our 18 plants in the ground. They look a little small, but that's okay. Each plant cost us around $35. The 2 larger ones were around $90. In total with tax, we were at about $800 for all these plants. You can get more mature versions of any of these plants. Obviously that's gonna cost a little bit more, but totally up to you. Within a couple years, I would say within 2 years, these plants will be looking really good. We're okay with that plan. We are gonna mulch here before too long, but if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Like, subscribe, we'd appreciate it if you like this content. Also, after you get all these plants in the ground, make sure you water them. That's super crucial for the success of the plant. Every 2 days, a good watering, a deep soak is ideal. You don't want to oversaturate it, but you do want to give it the water that it needs to survive, especially going into winter. We're in 7A or 7B, we're in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're gonna water these every other day, pretty much through the winter. Yeah, thanks for watching along. We're super satisfied with the results. Y'all have a good one.